This World War II Japanese plant tripled harvests. Why did America bury it? During World War II, Japan faced a brutal reality: shrinking farmland, naval blockades, fertilizer shortages, and, honestly, millions of mouths to feed. Yet, hidden within Japanese agricultural research of the 1930s and 40s was a plant strategy so efficient it actually stunned post-war American scientists. It tripled harvest yields, restored depleted soil, and required almost no industrial inputs. And then, it quietly vanished. So what was this plant? And why was it never taught in American agriculture? Japan's silent weapon, a nitrogen engine disguised as a crop. The plant wasn't exotic or genetically engineered. It was soybean-based intercropping, combined with green manure cover plants like hairy vetch, azuki beans, and daikon radish, used together in a precise rotation system refined by Japanese agronomists before and during World War II. Soybeans, like all legumes, host nitrogen-fixing bacteria called rhizobium in their root nodules. These bacteria pull nitrogen from the air and convert it into a form plants can use. But Japanese scientists took this further. They discovered that when soybeans were interplanted with cereal crops, rice, barley, wheat, even vegetables, the nitrogen output didn't just feed the soybeans, it actually fed the entire field, boosting yields of neighboring crops by up to 200 to 300% over multiple seasons. This wasn't just theory, it was documented across wartime Japan, especially in regions suffering extreme fertilizer shortages. So, here's what made the system extraordinary: living fertilizer. Instead of synthetic nitrogen, which Japan lacked during wartime, the plants created their own fertility. Fields improved each season rather than degrading. Soil resurrection: deep-rooted plants like daikon radish broke up compacted soil, improved water retention, and pulled minerals from deep layers, minerals that shallow-rooted crops couldn't reach. Yield stacking: Japanese farmers weren't growing one crop per field. They were growing 3 biological functions at once: food crop, nitrogen fixer, and soil conditioner. This stacking effect dramatically increased total calories harvested per acre. In some documented cases, land previously considered exhausted produced 3 consecutive productive harvests in a single year. Why America took notice, then walked away. After Japan's surrender in 1945, U.S. occupation forces sent agricultural experts to study how Japan had avoided mass starvation. What they found shocked them. Japanese yields per acre were often higher than American yields, despite minimal machinery, no synthetic fertilizers, and devastated infrastructure. U.S. agronomists recorded these findings. Reports were filed. Data was archived. Then the system disappeared from mainstream agriculture. By the late 1940s, America had something Japan didn't: industrial nitrogen. The same factories that once produced explosives were now producing ammonium nitrate fertilizer at massive scale. This created an economic problem. A farming system that needed no fertilizer, improved soil over time, and reduced dependence on chemicals was, well, bad for business. Teaching farmers how to grow fertility instead of buying it just didn't fit the new post-war industrial model. Mechanization versus biology. It's a story of 2 very different paths. Japanese intercropping required careful planting schedules, mixed species fields, and, honestly, a lot of human-scale decision-making. Meanwhile, American agriculture was moving toward single-crop monocultures, tractor efficiency, and chemical control. Intercropped fields are just harder to mechanize, machines like uniform rows. Biology, well, it doesn't. So the Japanese method was labeled impractical despite its proven efficiency. Perhaps the biggest reason the system vanished is also, the simplest: it was just too low-tech. No patented seeds, no proprietary chemicals, no recurring purchases, just plants, soil microbes, and, honestly, time. Today, farmers face rising fertilizer costs, depleted soils, climate instability, and, supply chain disruptions. Ironically, these are the very problems that World War II Japan solved under siege conditions. Modern regenerative agriculture is, in a way, rediscovering what Japanese farmers already knew 80 years ago. Legumes rebuild soil, diversity boosts resilience, and living roots beat dead inputs. What was once buried is quietly returning, under new names, new research, and honestly, growing urgency. The question isn't whether it worked, it's why it was forgotten.